Veronica Armstrong, and I'm obsessed with helping women emancipate themselves from limiting beliefs and behaviors that prevent them from operating in their zone of success. I'm a former corporate executive turned coach who gave it all up to help women rise above personal constraints and march boldly towards becoming the women they were born to be. My goal for this podcast is to make it a space where we shatter old thought patterns, challenge limiting beliefs, and break the chains of societal norms. Here, you are not defined by your past, but empowered by the potential of your future. So, join us on this journey as we dig deep into a world of transformative insight and empowering information. Because remember, you are more than just a product of your past, you are the architect of your future. Welcome to Girl Emancipated. Welcome back to episode 15 of the Girl Emancipated podcast. I am your host, Veronica Armstrong, and today we're going to dive into the topic of the essence of gratitude. But first, let me start by saying this. The reason we are having this conversation today is because this episode should publish the week of Thanksgiving. So I think it's important that we understand the impact that gratitude can have in our lives so that we can infuse more gratitude during this holiday season. So let me start by saying gratitude isn't just about saying thank you. It's a deeper appreciation and the acknowledgement of the good that happens in our lives. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, which can create a profound impact on our daily experience. Now, here's the amazing thing about having a gratitude mindset or being thankful, and you're going to hear me using the two interchangeably. Feeling thankful and expressing gratitude can have a psychological impact. It can improve sleep. It can reduce anxiety. It can cause brain and mood changes, reduce stress, and enhance relationships. I want to talk about the last three. Let's talk about brain and mood changes. So in my research, I have discovered that gratitude can rewire our brains. And studies have found that regularly practicing gratitude can enhance your mood, increase your happiness, and even decrease the symptoms of depression. And that's because when we express gratitude, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, and those two are crucial neurotransmitters responsible for the emotions that we have. And dopamine and serotonin can contribute to feelings of happiness and pleasure and overall well-being. So think about it. When you are happy or when you express gratitude, your brain is releasing dopamine and serotonin, which contributes to feelings of pleasure, happiness, and overall well-being. So when you think about that, think about how much happier you will be by being grateful, by being thankful, by expressing gratitude, even when you don't feel like doing so. I know one of the things that my husband taught me, and something that I've always done, but my husband taught me this as well, is I always say thank you. And I'm very surprised when people don't say thank you because I want to express my gratitude. I want them to know that I really appreciate what they're doing or what they've done for me. One of the things that I've done is to switch that up to say, I appreciate you. It felt very odd and very uncomfortable when I started saying that. But what I recognized is that when I said, I appreciate you, the level or the kind of response I would get in return was far different than simply saying thank you. It said something to people. In many cases, it raised their level of happiness by hearing that someone appreciated something that they did for someone else. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Expressing gratitude can also help to reduce stress. And that is because whenever the body gets stressed, it starts to release adrenaline and cortisol. And cortisol is responsible for increases in glucose. And according to positive psychology or psychology today, gratitude helps lower cortisol levels in our bodies by about 23%, thereby helping to prevent health problems that stress can lead to. Gratitude can also help us strengthen relationships because when you express gratitude towards someone, it shows that you care. It shows that they mean something to you, which in turn fosters a deeper connection, and it enhances your empathy and understanding with that person. So I'm going to wrap that up and say, so all of what we just discussed was about the psychological impact that gratitude has on your life. Now I want to shift over to how being grateful or thankful can shift your perspective. And it shifts your perspective because it helps to change your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. And here's an example of that, and I'll share something from my life. When I was younger, I always wanted a BMW like some of the people I knew growing up, but I couldn't afford it. So if I had spent time thinking about, oh, they have this, they have that, and I don't have it, I wouldn't have been appreciative of the fact that I had a nice little brown Honda Accord. It was beautiful. It was cute, right? So because I was able to focus on appreciating what I had, that meant I wasn't focused on what I lacked. Therefore, I was much happier. If I had focused on what I lacked, I would have been unhappy and likely causing myself to really push harder to obtain something that may not have been for me to obtain at that time. So hopefully that puts it into perspective. And expressing gratitude regularly can help you cultivate an abundance mindset. And that is because when you continually focus on what you do have rather than what you lack, you start to see life as full of opportunities. And that contrasts with a scarcity mindset where you focus on what's missing. So going back to the things that we just talked about, when you start to experience or express more gratitude or you're thankful, then you increase the dopamine in your body, which then creates happiness. And that happiness allows you to see what you have as opposed to what you don't have. And when you're focused on what you have, you are opening up the possibilities there in your life. Therefore, you're creating a breeding ground for abundance. So now I want to move on from gratitude and being thankful to understanding life through reflection. So reflection is the key to understanding our life experiences. It's not just about what happened, but it's also about why it mattered. So reflecting on both our successes and our failures provides valuable insight into our behaviors and our choices. And reflecting on both the positive and negative experiences we have is essential because positive reflections boost our confidence while negative reflections are crucial for learning and growth. So if you're one of those people who tries not to focus on the negative, I hear when people say that, but sometimes giving attention to the negative allows us to learn and grow. It doesn't mean you're focusing on it. It just means you're giving attention to it so that you can get out of that experience what you need to learn and grow. So when you give attention to the challenges or some of the negative experiences you have, it helps us to develop resilience. And of course, resilience is one of the pillars of emancipated living because it prepares us for future challenges by helping us understand how we overcome those past difficulties. So I hope that helps you understand why not necessarily focusing on the negative, but giving attention to the negative or the challenges helps you grow because it also helps you to develop resilience so that you can overcome similar challenges in the future. So I'm going to give you 3 ways of engaging in effective reflection. So the first one, and my favorite, as you all know, is journaling because it's a fantastic way to write down your thoughts, to clarify your thoughts and your emotions. So start with prompts like, what did I learn today? Or how did this experience make me feel? As a matter of fact, I have a journaling guide and I'm going to post a link to that guide in the podcast summary so that if you're not someone who's accustomed to journaling, you'll have a download that you can use, a PDF that will help walk you through how to journal effectively. The next one is meditation, another one of my favorites and something that I do, or at least I try to do every single morning. Meditation aids in reflection by quieting the mind. which allows space for overlooked thoughts and feelings. You can do guided meditations, which I think are easier than sitting in silence, because many of us know when we sit in silence, our mind tends to overreact. It goes into overdrive and we have a lot of thoughts. And that's because we are not practiced in the art of meditating. So my recommendation to you is, if you are not familiar with meditating, or it's something that you don't do often, or your mind, there's a lot of chatter, go ahead and do some guided meditations. That will help you really start to quiet your mind and start to focus on the prompts that you are given during the guided part of the meditation. And finally, mindful contemplation. And what I mean by that is, during your daily routine, like your morning coffee, just reflect on the days or events or your life's goals. Just sit there, think about it, daydream about the events, what you plan to do, or think about what your goals are and some of the things that you need to do to achieve them. The more you focus on that, the more you will put into action what you need in your life in order to make those dreams come true. So now it is time to bring gratitude and reflection together so that you can create a practice that will help you cultivate a thankful mindset. So integrating gratitude and reflection into our daily routines can lead to shifts in our mindset. And we can start creating these shifts with small actions, like expressing thanks for 3 things each morning, or reflecting on positive interactions at the end of the day. And one of the ways you can do this is through a gratitude journal. Keeping a gratitude journal or reflection diary will help offer you deeper insights into your thoughts and feelings. So write down your daily events and feelings by focusing on what you learned and your future intentions. You can use simple prompts to start your journaling practice. This makes it easier and more structured for beginners. And as I said before, I am going to drop a link to my journaling guide to help get you started if you are not accustomed to journaling. Something else you can do is engage in mindfulness practices. And one of the ways you can do that is to have mindful moments, or find moments for mindful reflection. And that could be a brief pause to reflect on gratitude or a recent experience. You can also try guided mindfulness exercises by engaging in meditation using apps, which can be a great resource. You can either download them from the App Store or whoever, or Google Play, but mindfulness apps are very good. I have a few on my phone that I think are very good. And finally, breathing exercises. You can practice a simple breathing exercise, thinking of something that you're grateful for with each breath. And now I'd like to tie in the pillars of living an emancipated life and their connection to gratitude and reflection. And we're going to start off with self-awareness. Gratitude and reflection practices enhance self-awareness because they help us understand our emotions and our thoughts, revealing our true values and priorities. And it's important, as we know, that self-awareness is the number one key to our success. So having a gratitude and reflection practice will help you enhance your self-awareness. Next up is resilience. Gratitude shifts our focus from problems to solutions, which means fostering a positive outlook. And we know that a positive outlook is essential in order to develop resilience. And reflecting on past challenges also reinforces a sense of resilience and preparedness for our future obstacles. So building resilience means looking back at your past, as we said before, not focusing on, but giving attention to those challenges or negative experiences so that we can take from those situations and learn and grow. And finally, reflection helps align our daily actions with our broader life's goals, with gratitude often pointing us toward what truly matters, which is our purpose. So we've talked about gratitude. We've talked about incorporating reflection practices in your day-to-day life. And while practicing gratitude and reflection has immense benefits, a regular practice can be challenging due to busy schedules, mental health struggles, or you just don't believe that these things will work for you. So I'm going to share some strategies with you that will help you incorporate these practices into your day-to-day activities. So the first one is start small. And the easiest way to do this is start by meditating in the morning before you get out of bed, or practice those mindful moments when you're having coffee, or take time to sit out on your patio or your pool just to give yourself some space to think, to just settle into your thoughts. You can also start by setting realistic goals. You can set achievable goals by emphasizing that even a few minutes a day can make a difference. And I would also encourage you to use the SMART goal approach. If you don't know what that is, Google it, because we're not going to talk about that in this episode today. So using SMART goals is a great way to help you set realistic and achievable goals. The next one is to use technology, like utilize your smartphone for apps that will help you incorporate gratitude into your day, or gives you prompts to help you write in a reflection journal. Or like I do, I actually use YouTube for morning meditations, for my guided meditations. I also use YouTube for binaural beats and for solfeggio frequencies. I actually have apps on my phone for that as well. So there are so many different ways that you can incorporate these strategies into your life. So let me repeat them. Start small. Do it in the morning when you're having your coffee, or meditate at night. Set realistic goals, meaning SMART goals. Utilize technology, apps on your smartphone, YouTube, and create a dedicated space that you can use to establish this practice on a daily basis. So if and when you decide to start your practice, you find that you are continuing to experience problems, I have a couple of suggestions for you. The first is to use some simple cognitive techniques to help you counteract the negative thinking. That means challenging your pessimistic thoughts and replacing them with balanced ones. Try to do that as much as you possibly can to see if that works for you. Now, if that doesn't work, then perhaps there's something deeper going on that requires the help of a professional. If you're struggling with mental health issues, consider seeking a professional as part of your strategy for incorporating these practices. And finally, perhaps you can even create a support group to share your experiences and strategies for maintaining a regular practice. I don't necessarily have a support group, but I am a part of a community of digital entrepreneurs who absolutely believe that mindset is everything. So many of us incorporate meditation strategies and reflection strategies in our day-to-day to help us keep focused on our goals so that we can achieve the things we'd like to achieve and live the lives we love to live. So as we close out today's episode, I want you to remember the long-term benefits of consistent gratitude and reflection practices. This type of practice can enhance mental well-being, increase life satisfaction, and lead to a more fulfilling life. Remember, start small and gradually build these practices into your life. Every step, no matter how small, is progress toward your personal growth journey. And that's it for this episode. Thank you for being a part of the Girl Emancipated community, where together we are breaking free from limitations, embracing our authenticity, and empowering ourselves to live the lives we're meant to live. Remember, hit that subscribe button and follow me at I Am Coach Veronica on Instagram and Facebook to stay connected. And if you want to be a member of the Girl Emancipated Insiders community, where we will dig deeper into the episodes and support each other in our desire to live an emancipated life, go to Facebook and search for the Girl Emancipated Podcast community, or go to the link in the podcast episode summary. If you click on that link, it'll take you directly to the group and you can request to join. I would love to see you there. Thank you once again for joining us on this journey of gratitude and reflection. Remember, the simplest way to enrich your life is by acknowledging and appreciating the world around you. Until next time, keep reflecting, stay grateful, and continue to transform your life one thought at a time. Bye for now.